So I make visionary art, but I think that everyone has their own spin on it. So I kind of do it in such a way that's a little bit more inspired by my practice of magic and has a bit more of an esoteric flavour to it. Like I do my original paintings, we'll start there, and they're all painted in canvas with oil paint and metallic pigments. Visionary art is something so niche in Australia. Like it's not like contemporary art or any other commercial type of art forms. It just doesn't have that big of a following in the outside world. It's a pretty safe way for me to not fuck something up.
So have you, apart from Doofs, have you had a chance to display it anywhere else, your art?
Yeah, I just like coming in because this is my time to party and share my art. So it's like, yeah, this is where I like to connect with my people.
Hello everybody from Art Valley Festival 2023-24 New Year's Eve. As usually we're doing interviews. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Lisa.
What kind of art do you make, Lisa?
So I make visionary art, but I think that everyone has their own spin on it. So I kind of do it in such a way that's a little bit more inspired by my practice of magic and has a bit more of an esoteric flavour to it.
So how long have you been making art?
I think I started finger painting when I was about 3, but I'm doing visionary art for the last 10 years.
So when did you first know that you are actually going to be an artist and doing this kind of seriously?
I don't know, it's just kind of like the artist path or a creative path is something that you like are just naturally drawn to do, and then I just want to keep doing that thing that brings me joy. So yeah, I don't know, it's like where did it begin and end? I don't know. Hard question to answer that one.
What inspires you to make this art?
A few different things. I mentioned before, like my practice of magic, and also deep meditative states, and definitely entheogens, plant helpers, like anything that kind of puts me in a state to open up to something beyond me, to see something deeper in reality, I guess.
And so you sell a number of products. So what kind of products and how do you incorporate your art into products, and what's the variety of products that you sell?
Right, so like I do my original paintings, we'll start there, and they're all painted in canvas with oil paint and metallic pigments. So yeah, I kind of like have been developing that flow for the last maybe 5 years with that style. Yeah, the rest of everything else I make is like either hand drawn or hand drawn and digital. I'm gonna try to give an example of something. Oh, here we go. Here's one. So this is from a painting, and I've like put through this painting in like it's just like a little app on my phone called Mirror Lab. It's like it's this fractal setting on there, and then like this background picture is deep space pictures. So sometimes it's just like incorporating little elements like that from like was original hand painted artwork into whatever I can kind of morph it into, I guess. Yeah.
So what programs do you use to do it?
Mostly Photoshop. Yeah.
And so how long, like for example, one of these paintings, how long would it typically take you to paint?
I don't tend to think about the time frame in which I do it. I always have to think about it retrospectively. Like, how long did that take me? I don't know. Because sometimes I can work on a piece and just like a little bit because it's oil paint, and when you paint in layers, you have to wait days for it to dry. So it could be like I work on a piece and then it sits there for the next 2 years. I haven't fucking touched it. So it's like, how long did that take me? I don't remember. But these ones were really recent. Like I like to make some little smaller pieces when I come to these things that are like affordable and easy to transport. I think maybe this one, maybe 6 hours for that one. Yeah, varying degrees. Sometimes small pieces got a lot of detail, take me longer. It's all kind of varies.
where do you display your art?
Well, mostly at festivals, like yeah, because this is my community of people who appreciate my work. Visionary art is something so niche in Australia. Like it's not like contemporary art or any other commercial type of art forms. It just doesn't have that big of a following in the outside world. But when I come here, it's like at least 90% of people are interested. Yeah.
So for those who don't know, can you explain what visionary art actually is?
Yeah, so visionary art has probably like been around since people did cave paintings, and we're having spiritual experiences and recording them. So that it's like it really is a type of art form inspired by deep spiritual states or higher conscious awareness and exploring that those visions and those ideas in a way that's this viewer can kind of understand that experience that someone's had, because it's like so much can be jam-packed into a deeply spiritual or entheogenic experience that it can be hard to represent that. But I think visionary art tries to convey that the best way it can.
So each of your paintings, I presume, has a specific meaning or specific story. What are they normally about, those stories, or your art? What do you try to portray in it?
It depends on the piece I'm working on. So like with the idea of with my magic practice, it's like each one of these pieces serves as a talisman. So it has like properties that the owner will benefit from, and that's the intention I'll make each piece under. The one at the back there, I don't know if you can see it very well, that's called Web of Time. They got some time dilation equations on there with the geometry of tesseracts. So that one's about being a Time Lord, mastering time, the fourth dimension of time. So it just depends like what angle I'm kind of pushing something. It varies depending on what I'm hoping to achieve, I guess. Yeah.
Can you remember how many pieces you have done so far?
Probably over the last 10 years with doing this type of art. I don't know. I have no idea how many have come and gone. I couldn't really gauge it. The main thing is that the pieces go to the right home at the right time.
And how are your customers? Steady, or do you have like regulars, or like is it usually new people?
It's like the more I put out there, the more response I get. Or if I'm busy with other things in life, I kind of pull back and then I'll do a new piece. And because I haven't been having that constant output, it's like people are less responsive. But yeah, I just go with my own flow with that. I'm not very attached to building a cult following. I just make art because I love to.
And so where can people find your art, or you, online, or like how, through what?
Yeah, just online with Facebook and Instagram, and I have an online store which is Magick Temple. That's my business. That's what I operate under. And yeah, they can buy paintings on my website and also my clothing, that type of thing.
So your clothing, is it the prints? They are based on your paintings, or?
Pretty much, yeah. Like that one there, for example, that was from a drawing I did, and I worked on it in Photoshop, and then I put it through another app that made it into a Mandelbrot fractal. So it's just like sometimes it gets worked a few different iterations to get to where it's at, but I'll always have an element of hand drawn or hand painted into my digital work.
So what's next for you and your art? What plans do you have, or what goals do you have in the foreseeable future?
I'm always pretty ambitious. I like to set my objective really high, and if I can kind of even get halfway there, I'm happy. But I think this year I would like to have a solo show. I've never had a solo show before, and I've been talking with some people in Newcastle about making that happen. So, yeah.
Where are you based?
Newcastle. Yeah.
And so have you, apart from Doofs, have you had a chance to display it anywhere else, your art?
No, not really, I suppose. Like, it's like I said before, there's some smaller exhibitions that might occur, but it'd still be the same kind of crowd, you know. So yeah, not so much outside of this scene, and you know, I just like coming here because this is my time to party and share my art. So it's like, yeah, this is where I like to connect with my people.
Awesome. In this community, who is your favorite artist?
Like visionary artists, or like
Yeah, visual artist.
I don't know, like a lot of my artist peers are my friends and they all do different stuff, and it's hard to say like I like this person more than that person because what they do is so different and my relationship with each one is so different. Like I do love Rob's work. It's, you know, because of the way, this is like the age he's at and where he's developed as an artist is like higher along his journey, you know, and I always like have a lot of respect for that, the dedication to someone's work. Like even with the DJs that play, you know, it's like a lot of them are quite young. You know, you don't get a lot of older, like sometimes, but yeah, it's like always got to respect the people who've been doing it for a long time. But yeah, some of it's fun and whimsical. Like I like Crystal Face as well. It's like hyper detail stuff, and Lisa Woods is just a character. So like yeah, I have a lot of love for like my artist friends. Yeah.
And so in terms of your art, do you feel like it changes? Like as you make more, do you, I guess, develop skills, or does it come easier, or does it change? How has it evolved over the last 10 years? Has it changed much?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. From like if I look at my very early geometric work to now, yeah, like my technique's better. I went and did some, like I've got some qualifications in art, but I've also like learnt painting from like really good painters, very good visionary artists. So like having to be able to upskill has been really important as well. It like refine my technique and give me the confidence to challenge myself, and I think that's where I make my best pieces, when I'm challenging myself and I like step outside of my comfort zone. Sometimes I can make a smaller piece and like bust something out. Well, I had a bit of fun making this mushroom piece and trying a little bit of a different technique. There's this visionary art technique and this idea called chasing the rainbow. So I was like putting a rainbow through something. And then kind of like, you know, putting layers and layers on top of it. So like, it's good to have a play with that one recently.
So does it happen like sometimes when you a painting you make a mistake and like have to correct it, or do you just sort of leave that as if it's like supposed to be like natural?
The beauty of oil paint is you've got a little bit more freedom to make mistakes because you wipe it away. You know, because it's like you have a layer that dries, and once that layer is dry, it's pretty much set. And then you paint over the top of it. You don't like it, you just wipe it off and try again, type thing. So yeah, I like, it's a pretty safe way for me to not fuck something up. Like yeah, I've kind of learned there's no Control Z in real life. Like there's like Control Z is like undo on Photoshop. But yeah, I just make better decisions as I go, like as I've learned things. But I'm always kind of like experimenting and going, oh, that didn't quite work the way I thought it would, you know. But as you get to know your mediums more, you get more confident in what you're doing.
Nice. Well, thank you for sharing a little bit about your art and about yourself. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Either maybe a message for the viewers, or say something else about your art, or anything?
No, I'm just happy we were able to finally make this happen. And yeah, thanks for giving me this time to share about my work. And yeah, I love what you do and how you like bring everyone together, and you get to share this with the world too. Like just even it's on YouTube, like a lot of this stuff is like so like within our community. So it's good. Yeah, thank you, Misha.
Thank you. I wish you all the best with your art in this year already, and in the future years. And nice to be acquainted with you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you everyone for watching. This is Art Valley 2023-24 now already. Thanks and stay tuned.